Good afternoon, students. Now we will discuss about resources, geography, chapter 1, okay, page number 124. So resources, this is not the new topic for you students. We have already done so many chapters, yes, so many points related to resources. So what are resources? Okay, so resources, any substances that is used by us in any form that makes a resource. Whatever we use that we get from the nature itself, made by the humans, so these are the resources, okay. For example, water, electricity, vehicles, whatever is that surrounds us in the environment, that is the resource. So there are three main types of resources. We know that one is natural resource, natural resources, another human made resource, human made resources, and the last one is human resources, okay. So natural resources, so what are natural resources? So these are the material objects and energy resources that exist in the environment itself, okay, that surrounds us. We get the resources from the environment, so these are called the natural resources. So the natural resources like air, sunlight, these are available perpetually, so these are the natural resources. So these resources may be further classified into 4 different groups. One is on the basis that resources divided on the basis of their development, on the basis of origin, and on the basis of their renewability, and the last one on the basis of their distributions. So on the basis of their level of development also, it is subdivided into actual and potential resources, actual and potential resources. It's a very easy chapters, actual and potential resources, okay. So what are the actual resources? So the resources whose quantity is known. What do you mean by actual? We know the quantity, yes, the actual amount, yes, actual resources. So actual resources, so from the term only we can define. So the resources whose quantity is known, these are known as the actual resources. For example, that rich deposits of coal of rural regions in Germany, petroleum in West Asia, dark soils of Deccan plateaus in Maharashtra. So these are the actual resources. Now potential resources, opposite of the actual resources, these resources which do not have the sufficient knowledge as present. We do not know the actual amount. So these are the potential. For example, uranium that is found in Ladakh may be used in futures, but we do not know the sufficient, we do not have the sufficient knowledge about that. So these two are the resources on the basis of their development. Next one, on the basis of their origin. On the basis of their origin, resources are divided into 2 groups, abiotic and the biotic resources. So we all know what is biotic resources. Biotic resources include all the living organisms like plants and animals, and abiotic are the non-living organisms, land, water, air. So these are the abiotic. And the next one, that on the basis of their renewability, okay, renewable resources and non-renewable. So from here also we can understand what are renewable resources and what are non-renewable. The resources which can be renewed, with the human effort, these resources are called the renewable resources. For example, solar energy we can renew, tidal, yes, wind energy. So these are the example of the renewable resources. And non-renewable resources, that the resources which cannot be renewed, which are very limited in stocks, we can't replenish it. So these are the non-renewable. For example, coal, petroleum, oil, even natural gases, these are the non-renewable. And the another one, on the distributions, on the basis of the distributions, there are 2 types of resources. One is ubiquitous, another is localized. This is the important one. So the resources which are found everywhere, that is the ubiquitous. Resources which are found everywhere, that is the ubiquitous. For example, air we breathe, because we found air everywhere, right? air, sunlight, water, these are the example of ubiquitous. And localized resources, the resources which are found in a specific regions only. For examples, that mineral ores in India found in a particular places like Bihar and Odisha. Similarly, oil is found in West Asia. So we have the four different the resources mainly divided or categorized on the basis of four different distinct divisions on their development, on their origins and renewabilities and the distributions. So on the basis of the development, we have actual and potential. Actual means the quantity known, whose quantity known, okay, and potential, that we do not have the sufficient knowledge about that at present. For example, uranium in Ladakh. Next one, on the basis of origins, biotic and abiotic. Biotic means all the living components, abiotic means non-living components, okay. And on the basis of renewability, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable means which we can renew, we can replenish it easily. For example, solar energy, tidal energy, wind energy, etc. And non-renewable, which we cannot renew once it exhausted the limit, it's in the limits, okay. So the resources which are limited in the natures, these are the non-renewable. For example, coal, oil, petroleum. And on the basis of the distributions, again it is divided, resources divided into two types, that is ubiquitous and the localized. Ubiquitous, these are found in everywhere. For example, air we can find everywhere, sunlight, wherever we go we find sunlight, okay, water. So these are the ubiquitous. And localized are found in a specific areas only. For example, minerals are found in the places like Bihar and Odisha, especially in India. Now the next one is human made resource. A human made resource is a resource that has been created by humans, okay. We ourselves created resources. So the resources which are created by the human themselves, known as the human made resources. For example, very easy example, iron ore, okay, in its natural form was not a resource, still humans learned to extract iron from it and used in the industries, dams, bridges. So those resources which are built, which are created by the human themselves, are known as the human made resources. For example, factories, hospitals, schools, roads, etc. Next one, the last one, that is the human resources. Human themselves as a resource. Human beings are the most important resources. Human beings with their skills and technology and hard work harness the natural resources. So economic prosperity of a country depend on how the available resources are harnessed by human beings. So there are three major types of resources. Natural resources found in the nature itself, occur naturally, human made by the natures, and human as a resource. But the natural resources are divided into four distinct divisions on the basis of their development, on the basis of their origin, on the basis of their distributions, and on the basis of their renewability. Now the conservation of resources. All resources should be used very carefully and wisely, yes, because some resources are in a limited forms, okay. So while using the resources, we must give them time to be renewed. If we are not careful, then renewable resources will become scarce and will get exhausted. So while using the resources, we must be careful. For example, while using petroleum, coal, these are limited in stocks. For example, it's given in your book only, petroleum is a fossil fuel which is formed by the remains of plants and animals which were buried under the earth for millions of years. The heat and pressures converted them to petroleum. So petroleum is an important resource for the means of transport and industry. So the resources like coal, petroleum, non-renewable resources, these are limited in stock, so that's why we must be very careful while using such resources, okay. Due to industrializations, its compositions, consumptions has gone up manifold, so it is likely to be exhausted soon if not controlled and used widely. So conservations, definitely we have to conserve while using the resources like renewable resources. We have to be very careful while using this, like petroleums and coal. So if we are not careful, then renewable resources will become scarce and will get exhausted. For example, petroleum has a given use, coal, okay. So in the futures, without petroleum, if we use excess renewable non-renewable resources, so in the futures without petroleum, the industries will close down. Yes, today is a globalization, yes, globalized countries, so industrializations, these things will be stopped, industries will close down and means of transport will be affected. So that's why we have to be very careful while using the resources. Now the last one term, sustainable development, that is the most important. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of futures generations to meet their own. So sustainable development, it refers to the careful utilization of resources so that we can use them also for our present and even we can take care for the future, for our future generations. So these are the sustainable development. We have inherited the earth rich in natural resources. It is equally important for us to leave behind the earth that is richer and not poorer by the way of availability of natural resources. We need to balance the use of resources for our needs and also should conserve them for future. So definitely we have to conserve the resources for our future generations also. So these are the sustainable development. And the most important, for sustainable developments, we need to reduce consumptions. We all know that. Recycle and reuse the existing products. So these 3 R's are the formula for the sustainable development, that is reduce, recycle and reuse. Reduce, recycle and reuse. So 3 R's, this is very important for sustainable development. So to reduce the consumption of petroleum, we can carpool to go to the office. So instead of using that petroleum cars, vehicles, we can use the carpools which can reduce the consumptions of petrols. Recycle old newspaper, magazines, we can recycle it in different manners that the different kind of papers can be created out of it. And reuse, yes, we can definitely reuse water, wastewater, we can reuse. Yes, so these 3 R's is very important. These are like a formula for the sustainable development: reduce, recycle and reuse. Now some principles of sustainable development. Number 1, minimize and reduce the depletion of natural resources. We have to minimize and reduce the depletion, we have to do. Number 2, respect and take care of all forms of life, that is both plants and animals. So that's why there is balance in the ecosystems. If we balance, definitely ecosystem will be good for us. Number 3, take care of environment by changing attitudes towards the use of soils, water, air, etc. So instead of using that chemicals in the field, we have to use the organic matters in the field. Number 4, allow all forms of life to flourish on earth, that is conserve the diversity that exists on the earth. As I just explained you, the balance in the ecosystem is very much important for the resources also, for the conservation of resources. And the last one, minimize the damage to natural environment system. So we must be very careful for the natural environmental. So it is our duty to preserve our natural environmental system. Allow ecosystems to sustain on their own. In fact, we should take care not to disturb the existing ecosystem in nature which have developed over century. So if ecosystem is good, if it is a healthy, if it would be a healthy ecosystem, then only the life will sustain. So these are the important of resources, conservations of resources. It's very easy. So while studying it, make a chart, flow chart in your copies. and study it. It will be very easy for you if you make a flow chart. Okay, so study again at once these resources, you will get the clear ideas. Thank you. Okay, let's do the exercises. Number A, choose the correct options. On the basis of the development, natural resources can be classified as actual and potential. Number 2, rich deposits of coal in rural regions of Germany is an example of actual resources. Number 2. Number 3, that is number 3, plants. Number 4, which one of the following is an example of ubiquitous resources? That is air. Number 3. Number 5, sunlight is a renewable. That is number 2. Number 6, human needs change with time. Number 1. Number 7, that is number 4, all of above. Then number 8, which of the following resources is a non-renewable resources? That is coal. Number 4. Number 9, that is number 3, both 1 and 2. And number 10, that is number 10, 2, that is dams. Now next, fill in the blanks. Number 1, that is resource. Number 1, resource. Number 2, economic value. Number 3, that is distributions. Number 4, human made resources. Number 5, water. Then number C, number 1, value of resource can differ from time to time. That is true. Number 2, reckless use of soil will not exhaust its fertility. False. Number 3, coal and petroleum can be renewed within a few years. That is false. Number 4, carpool will help in reducing the consumption of petrol. True. Number 5, petroleum is an example of fossil fuels. That is also true. And number D is your homework. You have to make a column and differentiate. Okay. And the number E, that is match the column. So number 8, the first one, biotic resources, you can match with number 3 with column B. Number 2 with number 1, then again number 4 with 5 with 2, do like this. Okay, number 3, okay, number 2 1, number 3 5, number 4 2, number 5 6, and number 6 4. D is your homework. Make a column and do this. Okay. Question number F. Answer the following very briefly. You have to write the answers in short forms. Okay. So number 1. What are the gifts of nature? Name any 3. The natural environment which surrounds us, whatever that surrounds us, are the gifts of nature. Example, oxygen, land and water are the 3 gifts of nature. Number 2, define the word resource. Any substance that is used by us in any form is called resource. Number 3, name 3 main categories of resource. The 3 main categories of resources are natural resources, human resources and human-made resources. Number 4, how are the natural resources classified? So these are classified on the basis of development, on the basis of their origin, on the basis of their renewability and on the basis of their distributions. Number 5, what are actual resources? The resources whose quantity is known, that are known as the actual resources. Next, why is uranium called a potential resource? Uranium is called a potential resource because it may be used in futures. Number 7, what are biotic resources? Give examples. Biotic resources refers to all living organisms and example, plants. Number 8, name 2 renewable and 2 non-renewable resources. So, non-renewable resources, that is coal and oil. Renewable resources, solar energy and tidal energy. Okay, tidal energy. You can write wind energy also. So number 9, what do you understand by ubiquitous resource? Resources that are found everywhere are called ubiquitous resources. Number 10, why are human beings considered a resource? Human beings are considered as resource because human beings with their skills and technology and hard work harness the natural resources. List 3 important ways to conserve natural resources. 3 important ways to conserve natural resources are 3 R's that I have explained you: reduce, reuse and recycle. And number 12, give 2 major principles of sustainable development. The 2 principles of sustainable developments are: number 1, minimize and reduce the depletion of natural resources. Number B, respect and take care of all forms of life, that is both plants and animals. Question number Z, answer the following in details, okay. Number 1, explain the classification of resources on the basis of renewability. Resources which can be renewed with the human efforts are called renewable resources. Example, solar and wind energies. And second type, that is non-renewable resources. Resources that are limited and can get exhausted are called non-renewable resources. For example, natural gas. Number 2, human beings are the most important resource. Explain. Human beings are the most important resources. Human with their skills and technologies and hard works harness the natural resources. Economic prosperity of a country depends on how the available resources are harnessed by human beings. Number 3, why do we need to conserve resources? Suggest any 3 ways by which you can conserve energy at home. So we need to conserve the resources because the resources like non-renewable resources will become scarce and will get exhausted. The ways by which one can conserve resources: number 1, switch to energy efficient appliances and electronics, prevent leaks in our house, prevent energy waste when we are away from home. Now number 4, what do you mean by sustainable development? How can it be done? This is very important questions. Sustainable development refers to careful utilization of resources so that we can use them for our present but also take care for our future generations. We need to balance the use of resources for our needs and should also conserve them for futures. For sustainable development, we need to reduce consumptions, recycle and reuse the existing product. And in activities, question number D is also your homework. Okay, activities, do it properly in your exercise book. Okay, so you get all these answers from our school website also. Check and study as well. Thank you.